In recent years, there has been a growing need for students to graduate and begin their careers already equipped with the skills necessary to succeed in their chosen field. The ACRS 21 certificate pathway is designed to improve the employability of students and prepare them for careers in agriculture.
So my name is Ryan Jacobson with the Fresno County Farm Bureau, and I'm extremely excited about the ACRS 21 program. Fresno State already does a phenomenal job of helping develop our future leaders on the technical side. But personally, for the last decade, it's been something I've been asking for is more on the soft skills side. That is such an important attribute that I think is kind of being lost today. The ability to communicate effectively, leadership skills, just the ability to answer phones correctly and being able to communicate the messages of the organization that you're involved with. And in addition to that, I think as we prepare the next generation of leaders that are going to go out in industry, how they can give back to the industry beyond just their job is an important aspect as well. So there's a lot of aspects to this ACRS program that I think is going to serve students today and into the future very well.
This program is designed to eventually be implemented nationwide at the university, community college, and high school levels. So come learn all about ACRS 21, Agricultural Career Readiness for the 21st Century.
Welcome to Spotlight on ACRS 21. My name is Sherry Freeman. I'm an assistant professor here at California State University, Fresno, and I'm here with a group of my students, and we're very excited to share some information about a new program. The program is actually called the Agriculture Career Readiness Skills Certificate Pathway for the 21st Century. And the whole idea behind this program is to establish a certificate program for students from high school through university to prove to industry that they have spent time acquiring employability skills. There's been kind of like an alignment of the stars, if you will, because since 2009, the American Association of Agriculture Educators has been making it a priority for soft skills research and development to occur. The other thing that is aligned with the stars is that the United States Department of Agriculture sponsored a grant specifically for soft skills development. So we as a team realized that this was our golden moment. So we have been putting a lot of effort and energy towards building a transferable certificate pathway so that students, when they graduate from high school, community college, or university, will have a certificate that proves that they have developed soft skills and career readiness practices with the intent of being better employees. So with that, we are going to introduce our team of individuals. Actually, we have 3 cooperating groups of individuals. So let's get on with the introductions. Fortunately, very, very fortunately, we've had a group of 4 individuals who have served as our student leadership team. And they have been an extremely hardworking group that has really helped develop the program to the extent that it's been developed. And at this time, I would love for them to come up and introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Cameron Standridge, and I'm originally from Hanford, and I was involved in their FFA program in high school, and I've since come to Fresno State and actually gotten my degree in Ag Ed, and now I'm getting my master's and my credential, and I'm helping on this project for ACRS 21 as the research component, so that way we can ensure that we're really teaching students soft skills before and after their completion of the project, as well as working with Dr. Freeman and our group to create the certificate pathway.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Flores. I am a junior agricultural communications major here at Fresno State. I was born and raised in Atwater, California, where I was in the Atwater FFA chapter, and I did my 4 years there. I've gotten to see a lot of incredible agricultural education programs across the state and in the nation. And now what I'm doing for the ACRS 21 team is working on developing requirements, certification, as well as ensuring that all communication flows well between our team and all of our stakeholders as well. I'm really excited to get to work with everyone, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Moles. I'm originally from Delhi, California. I attended Turlock High School and was part of their Ag Ed program. After that, I attended Modesto Junior College for 2 years to get 2 associate's degree. And now I'm a senior majoring in agriculture education here at Fresno State. As for the ACRS 21 project, I'll be working with community colleges to discover how those students develop their personal and career skills. In addition to that, I'll be working on leadership development activities for the Ag Ambassador program in the state, mainly focusing on the virtual conference held in the spring. I'm really excited to see what we can put together for not only high school students, but university students as well. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Morgan Hinson. I grew up here in Clovis, California, which is very close to Fresno. I'm a born and bred Bulldog. Although my path took me away from Fresno State for a while, I'm now back and I'm an agriculture education major here. I'm really excited to see where this project will go because I plan on eventually being an agriculture educator. I am mainly in charge of the teacher training modules for this grant, which means I'm usually behind the camera. I'll be doing a lot of the editing and filming for this project, so you usually won't see me, but I'm really excited to see where we go with this.
A very important partnership is one with the Career Counseling Center here at Fresno State. And I would like to introduce Ms. Imelda Dudley, who is our coordinator, our internship coordinator, and also two of her students, Carly Thompson and Lizette Simmental. Together, they are helping create the career counseling resources that will be available in the future to high school, community colleges, and university students. So they are very instrumental in the development of this program.
Hi, my name is Imelda Dudley, and I am the coordinator of internships and professional experiences for the Jordan College of Agricultural Sciences and Technology, and I am also the co-PI of the ACRS 21 grant project. At the university level, my grant responsibilities will be to coordinate agricultural industry internships, collaborate with USDA agencies to facilitate USDA internships and research opportunities for students. I will oversee the creation and management of the ACRS 21 website, assist with the creation and implementation of Fresno State's ACRS 21 certificate pathway program, and assist with the implementation of the Digital Agriculture Solutions Hub.
Hi, my name is Carly Thompson. I'm currently a junior at Fresno State majoring in ag education. My part on the ACRS 21 grant is to help with the guidelines for internships and setting up internships with the USDA.
Hi, my name is Lizette Simmental and I am from Bakersfield, California. I am a junior majoring in animal science and my responsibilities include developing and creating the ACRS 21 website and assisting with the certificate program pathway.
Another really important collaborator is Dr. Roger Hannegriff and his team at AET. AET stands for Agriculture Experience Tracker, and we are beyond excited to have their support for this project because they have the instrument that's going to be able to be used for students to log all of their hours, all of their experiential learning activities, and to have a continuum from the time that they enter high school to the time that they go to community college or university. So Dr. Hannegriff's team is going to allow us to make modifications to that AET so that the ACRS 21 project can be listed as part of the AET program. And they're also developing a whole new section for community college students.
Hi, this is Roger Hannegriff with AET, and we're very excited to be part of the ACRS 21 program. You know, the origins of AET were really just to develop a system, an online management system, really, where students could take the valuable experiences that they gain through leadership involvement, like with FFA, community service engagement, or their SAE or work-based learning project. Those areas of involvement are valuable by themselves, but students also documenting those skills in a management system like AET give them additional value and create additional skill attainment. Now, the ACRS 21 program has taken that to the next level because they've worked with industry professionals and created certificates that the high school students involved in AET can automatically achieve if their engagement reaches those thresholds. Now, also, it's not only high school students, but 2-year and 4-year college students will also log into the AET system and document their experiences. Right here above, they'll choose the login option and they will become part of the AET community as they record their involvement. In fact, the AET community is illustrated right on the homepage and it keeps real-time stats of involvement. So, for example, at this time, over 1.2 million academic skills have been documented through the AET system, and that is across over 5.1 million hours of engagement. It's these valuable sets of data that are descriptive of students' involvement. They record that in AET, and those areas of engagement, skill attainment and hours, if done in the right way, achieve those certificate levels outlined by the ACRS 21 program and help students illustrate how they are career ready at the high school level, advancing to the 2-year and the 4-year college level. So AET is again excited to be involved in this great program and helping students illustrate how they have become career ready. Thanks.
To expand the purpose of the ACRS 21 project, our team and I came together to develop our slogan, our mission statement, and eventually our logo. As for our slogan, it is Cultivate Your Pathway. And essentially, we want to make sure that students, teachers, and employers know that when we as students get to take on this certificate pathway, that we are taking advantage of our industry experiences and our educational experiences to make sure we are career ready. As for the mission statement, ACRS 21 is a certificate pathway that brings together industry professionals, agriculture educators, and the community to boldly prepare successful students to become future industry leaders through real-world experiences, soft skills development, and career readiness for the 21st century. And that mission statement all encompasses what our main goal of what this program wants is essentially to create career-ready individuals after coming out of high school, community colleges, and university levels. Finally, with our logo, essentially of our nice rising sun in the background to represent progression into a new day. We have 3 levels of the path, representing the 3 levels of certification students can take on, and essentially our ACRS 21 to symbolize everything that we stand for.
At this time, I'd love to share the major components of ACRS 21 program with you. We've got several different sections of the program that all are intertwined that in the end will create career-ready skills for our students. These all are very, very important, and we're going to take time throughout this presentation to address each one. The first one is high school certification requirements. So we're going to go in depth about what that looks like, and I want to let you know that this is all still a work in progress. So what we're presenting to you is not a completed product by any means. We're getting input from the regional supervisors, we're getting input from the community college regional directors, and in the end, we're going to have a product that has these components, but the examples that we're sharing with you might change just a bit. The second category that we're going to share with you today is information about the community college division. We're really excited about that because students at the community college level will be able to use some of their experiential learning activities to earn this certificate. We're also going to explain how all of the soft skills and career readiness practices are built into all of the activities that the students are going to be accomplishing. Now, these standards are very important for people to understand because they are what's guiding our whole ship, if you will. So just so you know, the program is built on soft skills standards and career readiness practices standards, and we'll elaborate on that as well. We're going to share with you the progression, how a student could start out at the high school level and progress all the way to the university level along the certificate pathway. We're also going to talk a little bit more in depth about the AET and how that is a major component of our program. And the teacher training modules is probably the most exciting thing for me being a teacher, because what we're going to do is we're going to put together 10 different training modules for teachers to use to equip themselves with ideas and activities and resources to give to their students so that the students can accomplish all of the requirements set forth in the certificate pathways. So we're going to be creating 10 teacher training modules at the high school level as well as at the community college. And the last area that we're going to cover in this presentation is information that's going to be developed by our career resources department. So those resources include guides for counselors to use to support their students, resources also on how to even get companies to agree to job shadows or internship opportunities for students. So I'm excited to be able to share the major components of the program with you, and we're going to break down each one of these areas in just a little bit.
Now I'm going to talk to you about the certification requirements for the high school level. Starting off, we have 9 different experiential learning sections that you'll see. Next to that, we have each section of those experiential learning sections aligns with different soft skills and CTE standards. Each student will record all of these different experiential learning sections through AET, much like they would record for their state degree or their American degree. This is also going to help just streamline everything so that they can have a one-stop shop and everything will automatically be recorded for them. And moving into the checklist items and requirements, the examples are going to be included in the checklist on some different areas that they can be assessed in that are going to go ahead and align with the checklist. And on our next slide, I'll dive into what that looks like. So going into some example activities that we have for the checklist on the high school level, these are just some examples that we've pulled. They're not all of the examples for each of the 9 experiential learning sections. However, they're just a feel for you to get an idea of what activities that students can have. So starting out, we have leadership activities and / positions. An example for those could be FFA conferences. We know that there are many in the FFA realm, and we want to make sure that students are getting recognized for the conferences that they go to. We also have facilitating and attending workshops. So if they attend a workshop or if they facilitate a workshop, that would qualify as an example for leadership activities and positions. And especially FFA officers or committee positions that are all qualified in the same category for leadership positions and experience. Another example we have is team participation. So that includes anything from CDE or LDE teams, that includes classroom projects, group work settings, anything that they're going to be in a team environment, talking with others and making sure that they're being open to different ideas, that can all qualify under an activity for team participation. And our last example we have up here is formal public speaking experience. And that is going to include board meetings or competitive speaking events like CREED, impromptu, parliamentary procedure, prepared, extemporaneous, anything where they're competing in an event, and this informal public speaking includes them actively speaking, there's a judge present, or they're able to speak in front of stakeholders, that would be considered as formal public speaking. So these are just some ideas to get your brain wrapped around what we're thinking about when we look at activities, and then as we further develop our other example activities, we'll be able to expand on those. And now I'm going to talk about the advisor checklist for student interviews. This is going to be the final approval for students. The students will meet with their teacher, they'll go through their certification checklist, ensure that everything was recorded on AET. The teacher will then verify those entries and make sure that they are legitimate entries. They're going to continue to discuss the education plans that have been tested in these experiential learning sections, and they're just going to review their career goal plans. So kind of that final check approval, making sure that everything is where it needs to be and all of it is recorded for that final stamp for the certification.
Jumping into the community college certification requirements, you'll see that many of them are similar to the high school level. Starting off with the 9 different sections of experiential learning sections, those will be similar to the community college, and we'll jump into that in the next slide. This certification should be done in 2 years, which is usually the program and the educational plan that students develop during community colleges is 2 years long. And each section is tailored specifically for community college activities and events. Obviously, not all the activities done in high school are similar to community colleges, so we'll tailor to those specific activities. For example, job shadowing and internships is one of the categories to fulfill to reach the certification requirement. These things can include formal work experience that's signed off by an employer, whether that's working for an agriculture-related business or job shadowing and riding along with industry professionals.
So thank you to Jasmine and Jonathan for giving us an overview of the high school and community college kind of pathways and what we're building so far. Now we're going to look at the soft skills and career readiness standards that we want the students to accomplish throughout their time in the ACRS 21 certificate pathway. And one big thing that I wanted to highlight is that they all align with each other. The experiential learning, the soft skills development, and the CTE standards, they all kind of flow together, and I love it because a kid can be engaging in some sort of speaking competition, and they're developing those employability skills, and it all aligns with what the state and national CTE organizations want them to learn. So it's beautiful, like Dr. Freeman said in the beginning, the stars are aligning, and it makes me so happy. To provide some examples of our alignment, we have this nice table. I like it very much because we start off here with the experiential learning, such as community service. And we can see that community service identifies these soft skills, which are achievement, motivation, and active initiative. So those are kind of more academic words. Pretty much what they're saying is that a student wants to achieve great things just because they want to be a great achiever, and they're taking the initiative. They're going above and beyond and doing an activity that they wouldn't normally have to do, just like community service, giving back to people who they normally wouldn't have to provide anything towards. And to connect that with the national CTE standards that are incorporated into the Ag Experience Tracker is they act as a responsible citizen and they demonstrate creativity and innovation. And I think those standards align very well with the community service activity. If you think about students would have to create some sort of, or identify a problem and create solutions for that. That could be the creativity, as well as reminding students that they have, as a responsible citizen, they should give back to their community. Furthermore, another example is public speaking. So in those formal public speaking activities, they should exhibit emotional control. That would be the soft skill. So making sure that they can keep their emotions in check, so that way, you know, they're not too aggressive or they don't get too frustrated when something goes wrong. They can remain that composure and poise. And for those CTE standards, it's apply appropriate technical skills. So if they're giving a extemporaneous speech for the contest, they're having to incorporate ag knowledge as well as their communication skills to present, a quality presentation. And lastly here is the communicate clearly, effectively, and with reason. And I really enjoy this because it all connects and it all flows. So we're engaging students in experiential learning that is increasing their soft skills as well as hitting those CTE standards that are, administrators or even the Department of Ed want us to enforce and not enforce, that's a terrible word, but encourage our students and allow those outcomes within the classroom and the experiential learning activities. And here, just like the alignment of the standards, we kind of have more of a progression where we're looking at each of the institutions. And we want to show that there is rigor throughout each step, and then that rigor is increasing. From high school to community college to university, we want students engaging in greater experiential learning activities, and that those are continuing to develop on top of those experiences for their soft skills. So for example, they could be engaging in a floral CDE where they're identifying some sort of plant, and then they could be engaging in COS swine show team that I got off their website, and then they could be at the university level putting on a CDE team, or CDE contest, for those FFA members like Serenio's doing with the poultry ID, or judging, I think. Anyway, another table that outlines that progression. These hours are just an example of hours students could be engaging those experiential learning activities. But the main point I want to get across to you is that the hours would be increasing from institution to institution. And if I am here at high school and I complete my certificate pathway, our idea would be that those hours would be transferable to the community college. So if I complete this pathway at high school, when I get into community college, I only have to do 30 more hours to gate upon that. But those 70 hours at community college are still attainable for somebody who wasn't engaged in FFA in high school, and as well as the university. So for leadership activities and job shadowing, they would continue to have to engage in those experiential learning activities throughout, and it would increase that rigor because they would have more hours.
All right, at this time I'm going to share a little bit more information about AET. And to let you know also that our ambition is that this overall ACRS 21 certificate pathway eventually over the next 4 years is going to span the entire United States. And the only way that that is going to be possible is through help and assistance with the AET staff and personnel. And that's why we're so very thankful that Dr. Roger Hannegriff has embraced this project. So as part of utilizing the AET, students are going to actually record their normal FFA activities in their AET. And what's going to happen is automatically AET will take those entries and start checking off the list of requirements for the high school certificate program. So this is going to be really beneficial, not only for the students, but for the teachers to actually see that process and have it happen automatically, if you will. The next step that we're really interested in doing is analyzing the student data. So several of the other professors that teach here at Fresno State, along with Dr. Hannegriff and I, are going to be, and also our student research analyst, Cameron Stanridge, are going to be involved in studying the data. And there are going to be pieces of information in there that high school counselors will be able to use to guide and counsel agriculture students through their high school experience. The really cool thing is that everything that I just said is going to be duplicated at the community college and university level. So our model at this point in time is to start with the state of California with high school certification requirements. Next year, we're going to expand into the community college level and then start focusing across the nation to implement the high school certificate piece to every FFA chapter that we can reach. So the model, just to make it very clear, will be FFA chapters across the nation, community colleges involved in agriculture here in the state of California, and ultimately ending with Fresno State University. That will be our model that hopefully at the end of 4 years we'll be able to share with others.
All right, now I'm going to talk to you about our teacher training modules. These are going to be 10 videos for teachers that are designed to introduce them to the ACRS 21 certificate pathway. These are designed to teach the teacher and kind of help them effectively move students along the pathway. It's also going to provide them some resources for things that maybe they're not usually familiar with or is not usually incorporated with their jobs. These modules are going to provide examples, explain processes, and supply teachers with resources. So, like I said, there's going to be 10 modules, anything from introducing the pathway, meeting participation, leadership activities or positions, team participation, community service, public speaking, SAE projects and work experience, job shadowing and internships, and career counseling. I'll take job shadowing and internships for example. This is not something that's usually a teacher's job. They're not usually supposed to help high school students find job shadowing or internship opportunities. So during their teacher training module for job shadowing, we'll be able to provide them with some resources and some information of how to effectively do that.
In conclusion, I hope that you were able to see the excitement on my students' faces and the excitement in my voice as we shared with you all of the different components of the ACRS 21 certificate program. We've worked really hard to align all of the student activities with the soft skills and career readiness standards, and we've tried to build in some similarities. In other words, you should have seen as FFA advisors things that you're very, very familiar with, such as leadership and SAE projects and those types of things, but this is expanding on a program that already exists. So we're asking you to incorporate more career readiness skills to satisfy all of the requirements for the ACRS 21 certificate. Now I know as a teacher, in fact I know as even a student when I was in FFA, that soft skills are developed without a doubt through involvement in FFA activities. And I know as a teacher, the most fun thing that I ever had was sending my students off knowing that I was able to give them a skill set where they would be more employable than any other students in their graduating class. So in short, I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope it was an informative presentation for you, and we look forward to solidifying all of our ideas and hopefully presenting them to you later on this year. Thank you very much.